get right into it then. So
Sweet as.
if you could introduce yourself and the role you play in the band, and how did the Rising Tide come to be?
Yeah, so I'm Phil. I play bass. I used to be the drummer, but I've got a weird leg and I wasn't able to play the new music. So I yeah, jumped onto bass and we got a new drummer. Um, but yeah, Rising Tide started around 2011. It was just me and like a group of the boys that I went to school with. But then yeah, we played shows till about 2016. And then around then, there's my cat. Around then, the boys all wanted to, have kids, get married. So they all decided to leave, and I wanted to keep the ball rolling. Um, so yeah, after Rising Tide initially broke up, I joined the reggae band. So I was playing reggae music for a little while there, but I was the bongo player, and like, come on, no one likes a bongo player. And so yeah, after the COVID lockdowns, I decided to put up a few of these new fellas I met and see if they'd be keen to start a new band. But because Rising Tide kind of was already had a bit of a established name around New Zealand, we just decided to go under the Rising Tide again, and yeah, we've been pumping ever since.
Yeah. Were you guys still
Yeah.
putting out the same kind of music before?
Um, kind of. It's like our guitarist Cody. He when he jumped in the band, he was writing music that kind of sounded how he used to sound. But then after a while, he was just like, "Oh no, I'm just going to write my own stuff," and it was still sick. So yeah.
Now, when did you specifically decide you wanted to be a musician? Like, was there a specific time in your life that just started it all?
Oh yeah, I think I was 14, and I was hard out into Tony Hawk's, and because the theme song for Tony Hawk's 4 is TNT by AC/DC. So I got like pretty hooked on the rock music just from playing Tony Hawk's, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool actually, be able to play that music. So yeah, I started learning drums. But it was also really good because I used to get 20 minutes out of class each time I had a drum lesson. So that was like my main focus was just getting out of class.
You know, it's never a bad thing getting out of class early when you were in school.
Yeah, I know, right? So, and I used to always carry a pair of drumsticks around too. And I'm like, oh, mister, I've got to go to my drum lesson.
I love that.
It's also kind of funny, like a lot of people do mention Tony Hawk as like being someone that they like the game brought them into like a certain music scene.
Yeah, right. It's because the soundtracks are sick. You got heaps of good music.
I know. Chris and I can definitely relate to like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 on like the
Yeah.
All right.
PS1, like Goldfinger and who else is on there? Like Suicide
Suicide,
Machines, right? Yeah.
suicide machine, suicidal tendencies. Oh gosh, there was a ton. I'm forgetting off
Just
the top of
great
my head.
soundtracks on those Tony Hawk games.
Yeah, even the Dave Mirra BMX games, they had some good soundtracks too.
Yeah, the original Dave Mirra wasn't that like Sublime and
Yeah, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Those
Yeah,
video
and
games.
what else? The MX versus ATV. They had like heaps of good songs like Crossfade and stuff.
I
Those
feel
were
like they
always
don't
pretty cool.
make video game soundtracks as good as they used to.
No, no way. Yeah, everything's all shoot 'em up games now, anyway, right?
Yeah,
Call of Duty and stuff.
it's true.
Yeah. So
Mm.
do you remember the first show you went to growing up by any
Uh,
chance?
yeah, so we there was a school band and they had a show at the school hall one time, and I remember going with some of my bros that I started the band with, and I was just standing there watching them, like, "Whoa, they are so cool!" Like, I wish I was as cool as they are.
What kind of music was that?
They just played like covers, like rock covers. But my first big show was I saw AC/DC when I was 16, and that was just a
Nice.
life changer. Yeah, that was a
Can
life
say
changer.
I
That
don't think
one.
I've ever seen AC/DC. I've seen like some older bands like ZZ Top I saw back
All
in the
right.
day. And like I've seen Huey Lewis or REO Speedwagon, all those like
Oh, cool. That would
classic
have been
rock
sick.
bands. Yeah.
Yeah, no, nice. You guys probably get all the good shows over there, though, right?
Yes and no.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we
Not
get
in,
nothing over here, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say like New Zealand, that's got to be rough for shows, getting
Yeah, it
shows to come
is.
there.
Yeah, and like even if like say bands like because Dive Fetus is coming here in a couple months, and so just trying to get like opening spot for them, like it's just so hard. You're competing with like at least 100 other bands, and they're
Yeah.
all really good too, right? So, but yeah, fingers crossed.
so then I'm curious, what made you decide to pursue heavier music?
Um, it was just fun to play, like it really like actually tested you as a musician as well instead of just playing your standard chords. Um, yeah, and the boys they were all pretty good at like classical guitar. So when they put it into distortion and started riffing away, it was just naturally sounded like you were playing metalcore stuff. But, yeah.
So then once you kind of got into that, where did you start pulling some influence from when you started writing your own music?
Oh well. So the boys were like they liked As I Lay Dying, Trivium, Disturbed. That was like our base. A lot of our first songs started sounding a bit like that, and then we just started listening to heavier stuff like Job for a Cowboy, Whitechapel. Naturally it just transferred into our own songwriting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. I mean, you start listening to bands and then it kind of starts to influence your music. But I mean, you grew up on not even close to that music. Like AC/DC isn't super heavy.
Yeah. Well,
So
you
it's
like
funny how
start
that comes
right.
around. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. I mean, I
Hmm.
started with like, Paula Abdul.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Paula Abdul and boy bands. And then I just, turned into a different kind of boy band, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
way.
Don't get me wrong. I still listen to a bit of Backstreet Boys. A good song's a good song, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in a band, so I can't say anyone really influenced me, but I mean, there's definitely been bands that have influenced my music tastes,
Right.
over the years.
It's funny you mentioned As I Lay Dying. I distinctly remember how I got into As I Lay Dying. My friend left a burnt copy of one of their CDs in my car, and I just ignored it for the longest time. And eventually I was like, all right, I'm gonna put it in. Let's
Yeah.
let's see what it's about. And of course, like I think the first track was it was burnt out of order. I think the first track that played was 94 hours.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, okay. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
Man.
I got into As I Lay Dying. My friend left the burnt CD at my house too, and I left it there for months. And then I plugged it in, and I heard like Forever, and I was like, "Oh, what the heck? This is pretty sick." I
Yeah.
didn't even know who they were for like a year though. I was listening to their music, didn't know who they were.
I was gonna say, was your burned copy out of order as well?
Yep, there was just a bunch of different stuff.
It wasn't a full CD. It was just a bunch of random songs. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's how I
Chris,
found.
you're
Oops,
like,
sorry.
it was out of order, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that would drive me nuts.
Well, I didn't know it was
Yeah,
out of order.
Oh,
To
well,
be
does it
fair at the
bother you
time,
now?
no. I've talked about why I can't listen to As I Lay Dying anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an unfortunate event there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it sounds like a bunch of shit went down with them again. Um, so
So yeah,
anyway, let's move on
Yeah.
there's
from that one.
that. But yeah, when we were talking earlier, we did mention that you came across us. So I'm curious, like, how did you come across us?
Honestly, I just went on Instagram and went into the search bar and I just typed podcast and yeah, you guys popped up and then I saw how many followers you had, so I was like, right, I gotta message these guys because they obviously look like they know what they're up to.
We'd like to
Eh,
think we are doing a good job at knowing what we're up to.
we try.
you, you guys get a lot of bands messaging?
We get quite a few every now and then. Sometimes more in waves. Like all of a
It
sudden
definitely comes in waves.
you'll be
Yeah.
like,
Right.
oh, all of a sudden there's just a bunch of random messages and you're like, okay, well we'll check them out.
And it seems like the rule of thumb is like we're strapped, like we need to find people. We don't have anything to be releasing. We have to reach out. And then we finally get all these things booked, and that's when everybody reaches out to us. It's like we're
Right.
good and now people come, but it's all good.
It's all good. We just keep them in mind, when we aren't as busy. Because
Yeah, well,
we're scheduling out pretty far, but we don't want to schedule too far out because sometimes people have things they want to talk about that, are upcoming and need to be released sooner, you know. You don't want to
right.
schedule too far out. But yeah, I was definitely just curious, like, because where you came across us, and we've had that before. People just searched podcast and found us, which is crazy, which is good. People are
That's
finding
good.
us when they search podcast. But yeah, that being said, I want to talk a little bit more about your music and everything. So what is your like writing process like for the band? Like who does what
Well,
in the band?
personally, I don't do anything. I just play the music. But my guitarist Cody, he does it all. He writes our stuff, produces it, yeah, records it all himself. Um, he's actually I'd be stuffed without him. So yeah, shout out to Cody. Um,
Shout out to Cody.
yeah, he listens to a lot of different genres too. Like he listens to deathcore, metalcore, but then at the same time, we want to try and be different. So we have our own flavor to it as well.
I could hear the flavor.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Chris and I definitely heard the flavor, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Because we both listened to you when you sent us the message, and we were both like, had the same thought process. They were like, dang, I don't know why, but I'm really loving this, you know?
That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, we worked really hard on that album. That was like a year long process.
Well, sometimes you take longer on things that are going to be, you got to make it like worth the while, like worth the time.
Yeah,
When it comes out, it's worth it then.
yeah, worth the money. Oh my god, it was just so expensive. It's tough because we send our music over to Ivan at Anthroposide Studios over in Belarus, and he's mixed bands like Slaughter to Prevail and bands like that. So
I like
we
Slaughter
felt
to
quite
Prevail.
lucky.
They're good.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, so yeah, that's
So,
pretty much it, really.
all right, and with Trauma coming out back in March, how's that album been received so far?
Oh, it's been amazing, man. Um, yeah, stream numbers have been through the roof. Even views on our music videos, they're upwards of like 50,000 streams, which is huge for a band from New Zealand. Um, yeah, we did a New Zealand tour to promote it, and we had over 120, 150 people at every show, which was pretty cool. We were pretty stoked on that. Then we went over to Aussie, did a couple shows over in Australia, and yeah, no, it was good. People loved it. So it's more of like it's tough, right? Because the songs they don't really like transfer through recordings, like compared to when people see it live. You've got the show as well, so it really makes the songs sound even better than they really are.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah,
The showmanship on stage would make the songs a little different in person than just listening to them.
yeah. Well, because Cody wrote the music to be fun to play, but also for crowd interaction and stuff as well. So yeah, you can see it. It's really good.
Yeah. Now, my favorite songs of were your ugh, my gosh, I cannot speak apparently
Well, you're
of
you're trying to
yours.
read the note and talk, and you're getting
I
pretty
know.
close.
I'm trying to do too many things at once. Apparently, I can't do that anymore. I'm getting too old, Chris. I'm getting too old. But no, my favorite songs were Agony, Get Me Out, and of course, like your latest, the one single, Sick. Do you have any
Choice.
personal favorites?
Yeah, my favorite is Tarnished.
Okay.
I like Tarnished. Yeah, Agony's real cool. I like playing it live.
I was gonna say, is like Tarnished your favorite because it's your favorite to play live or just in general?
Oh well, like because I don't really like listening to like my own music, so I never really listen to it. But I'll listen to Tarnished.
See, and I think that's
Yeah,
interesting because I feel like I've definitely we've had people on that listen to their own music, right, Chris?
Yeah, it seems to be. I'm gonna say it's almost like a 50-50 though. Like
Yeah,
I feel like there's definitely people who are like, yeah, I listen to my own music. It's really great. I'm gonna listen to it. Just because
Yeah,
I made it doesn't mean I'm not gonna. But then we have other people that are like, I can't listen to myself play.
sing or play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
yeah,
I could
yeah.
see that though.
We've heard the songs over and over when like we were recording it as well. So by the time it comes out, we've already heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's like me and Chris. Like, Chris, do you really watch our episodes when we put them out, or do you just kind of like skim through them, you know? Like, I don't want to watch myself talk again.
I don't have a problem watching myself talk or hearing myself talk. From working in a call center and having to review my own calls for so many years. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you get used to hearing yourself talk. Um, but I don't want to watch the episode. No, I don't. I mean, editing the video is enough. Um, I mean, honestly, even though I have it on like times three speed to get through, but no, no, unless there's something I would specifically want to go back and watch or listen to, like, nah.
See it, and I have to make the teaser reels, so I kind of have to watch them a little bit, just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, no, I
But
love watching our interviews. I'm like, that's me.
well, then we know for sure that this one will have at least one view, but I'm sure it'll have more.
Yes.
But what is the music scene like in New Zealand then? Because I know we kind of talked about how rough it is kind of getting shows to come there, but what's the scene like?
The local scene's pretty good actually. We've got heaps of bands, and like there's quite a few bands now from over here that are branching out overseas a bit more. Um, so yeah, it's pretty good. The support's here and like in certain places. Um, but because New Zealand's so small, you can really only play like 5 or 6 places because we've only got everywhere else is just small town. So if you play the show there, you'd get like 20 people. So most people always aim for the big cities. But yeah, again, it's only 5 or 6 places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you guys went down to like Australia too for some shows. We did it. We've interviewed a couple bands from Australia.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Aussie's awesome.
it's not it's not too far. How far is it from New Zealand to Australia? Well, it depends on where you went in Australia,
Yeah.
I guess.
We flew to Brisbane and that was like, I'm going to say like 4 hours.
It's not too bad. I mean, it would be 21 hours, I think, for me to get to Australia.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wouldn't it?
what about 4 hours from you though? Because I feel like where you are in the US, you can be anywhere in the US in 4 hours with a direct flight.
Yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
not to
Everywhere's real
Australia.
close, right?
What was that?
Everywhere's real close over there, right?
Kind of. So I'm in like upstate New York, so like northeast coast. If I wanted to go to California, I think it'd be if I had a direct flight, it'd be like 5 hours. But you're like in the middle, almost in the middle of the country, just in
Well,
the north side.
me just going from Wisconsin to Florida, like Orlando area, it says it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes ish.
Gosh.
So yeah, flying. But that's
I
flying.
don't.
It's like over 24 hours to drive.
Oh, yeah. See, if I look at a map of America, I have no idea where any of those places are, right?
Uh,
Florida could be over here, and I'll be like, oh, yeah.
well, you have to pull up a map later and be like, okay, so Wisconsin's here, Florida's here. I'm
Right, right.
north. I'm in the north part of the United States,
Oh,
and
okay.
Florida's in the south.
All right. Yeah, I've got some friends from Florida, actually.
Yeah. Well, and you don't know where it is?
Nah, no idea. Geography is just not my thing.
Florida is, if you're looking at a map, it's America's Wang, right? It's just down there hanging out.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right? That's what they call it?
It's
America's
the
penis?
Panhandle.
Yeah. Hmm.
I was gonna
I would
say,
love to go
what
over there.
what hat are you wearing?
Wearing a Chiefs hat.
I was gonna say, do you know where Kansas City is?
No, God, no, of course I don't. No, it just matches my shirt, man.
Oh, that's why. That's the only reason. You don't like the team or anything?
Oh, I like that the guy's voice. What's his name? Mahomes.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes, yeah.
He's
He
got a
does.
funny voice.
Yeah, he's got an interesting way of talking. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Nah. That's pretty much all I know about the team, though. Really.
Is that you like Patrick Mahomes' voice?
Yeah, yeah. He cracks me up. I'm
I
not
think
cultured, man.
I think most football interviews in general crack me up. Um, like, what do you really expect the players to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, we went
yeah,
out and
yeah.
we played football. Um, Getting back to you, are there any artists or bands that you'd love to collab with?
Yeah, oh, I'd love to, get Will Ramos from Lorna Shore on a track. That would be cool. Tyler Shelton from Traitors, Phil Bozeman, Whitechapel, all those sick bands. It'd be awesome to just have one of them on the one of our tracks.
You should reach out. You never know.
Yeah, you're right. You are definitely right.
You gotta
It's just
just take
money,
your
right?
shot. You gotta shoot your shot. No, you never know. Maybe they don't want money. Maybe they just want to be nice dudes and come on and do a collab.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, that band's actually going to be the next big thing, so we might as well.
You never know. You never
I
know.
always say that to people, and I'm like, check us out because you're about to discover your most favorite band.
You know what though? We did check you out and we did say we loved you. So,
It's got to
Oh,
be
that's
true.
awesome.
it's got to be true. The
That's right.
next big thing.
Yes. Hopefully, we can get over to America one day. I mean, it's just tough, right? So hard to get into America.
Yeah, we've heard that even from Canada. Like
Yeah.
people just even
Oh,
trying to
right.
get down from Canada. It's hard.
Isn't there something about like a very specific itinerary and like
Yeah.
you have to include about like where you're playing, what you're expecting to make, and like everything like that?
Even I
Mm.
think where you're staying.
Yeah.
It's
It's a tough
crazy.
life. It's a tough life because, like, we can go to Europe and get in there perfectly fine, but the dream is America.
Yeah. And my dream is to go to like Australia.
Right. It is beautiful over there.
I've looked at photos of Australia for years. New Zealand's beautiful as well.
Yeah, New Zealand's real beautiful over here.
And you,
We're
and you
really
have
lucky.
and you have hobbit holes and everything there still.
Yeah, those are a thing. They are real.
They're still there.
They're still there.
So
Yeah,
we
Hobbit.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say Hobbiton's like 5 hours away from where I live,
Wow.
but you can actually go there and like check out the Hobbit holes and stuff.
So we actually told our friend Hardcore Cheerleader to check you guys out and she loved you all and said you're so heavy and so good. So of course we had to ask her if she had any questions for you, and her question
Right.
was, what bands would you like to tour with that you haven't yet had the chance to tour with?
Oh yeah, Lorna Shore, Swords Prevail. Lorna Shore are so sick. Yeah, I'd like to play with Whitechapel, all those bands, all those OG deathcore bands.
Yeah. You want to collab with them all and tour with them all. I mean,
Yeah,
you never know. You
nothing's
never know.
impossible, right?
Nothing's impossible.
That's right. Especially after they see me on this podcast, they're gonna be like, "We need to get that guy. We need to get his band."
Yep. We're gonna have to make a teaser reel and tag them all in it so they know you're
Please,
talking about them.
please.
Do that
Yeah,
again.
awesome. Please, please, man.
Oh, it didn't switch over to him yet. I was trying to get it to switch over to you saying please
Oh,
because it's
do a little
not.
teardrop, please.
Little teardrop. Yeah, please, please.
I'll do anything, man.
Now, I want to take Hardcore Cheerleader's question a little step further. So you want to come to the United States. You definitely said you want to come tour here. So like what US bands would you want to go out on tour with? It's gonna be all
So
the
we'll
same
probably
ones,
say
isn't
some.
it?
Yeah, I was probably do some different bands, right? Um, well, I personally like bands like Rain City Drive, Silent Fairy. Um, yeah, old school, like even the old Escape the Fate, Day to Remember. Oh man, that would be cool.
Yeah, Day to Remember would be pretty sick.
Yeah, the boys listen to kind of different music than I listen to, so they'll have different answers to that question.
Yeah, like who would they put down?
Oh, they'll put those bands. Yeah, my vocalist would say Lorna Shore. Like, he loves it.
Well, it sounds like Lorna Shore would be like the really big one that you'd really want to get. So I
Oh,
know I've
dude,
heard
and
of
that's
them
killing it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and Whitechapel. I don't know, remember the one that you mentioned second. What was it?
Traders.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of them.
Oh, dude, check them out. That's sick. They've been around for a while over there.
I'll definitely have to check them out. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes there's bands that I'm like, man, how did I never know about this band? And then I come across them like now, later in my age, and my years, and I'm like, dang, I wish I would have known about them sooner.
Right.
But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah. Of
that's the
course.
beauty of this podcast. Like somebody mentions something and you're just like, oh, never heard of them. I'm gonna look them up. I'm like, what? They've been around this long?
Right. Yeah, I can
How?
imagine it's like that.
Do you ever get like that, Chris, where you're like, man, I don't ever remember hearing this band before?
Yeah, there's been a couple times. Remember when we were first doing when we first started the podcast and we looked up bands we'd never heard of that and
This
like
is
we were like,
true.
"Oh, let's talk about them." And who was it Invent Animate that I had never heard of before and I'm like, "Holy shit, they've been around for so long and I've never heard of them." Um
But now they're like super popping off.
they have been for a while.
They have been for a
Yeah,
while?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
they've been
yeah.
around for a while. Like when I found them, they'd already been around for at least a decade.
But that doesn't mean they have been like super hot that
No,
everyone's talking
you
about
know
them.
how I say no one ever comes to Syracuse? They've come through Syracuse a couple times,
Oh, and you missed them.
and I've missed them. They actually just came through a couple months ago, I think.
They played in New Zealand at the start of the year with Alpha Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious because we're talking about, like what bands would you like to go out with? I want to twist that question a little bit. What like a lot of bands now are doing like these tours where they're like mixing music genres they go out on tour with. So like when Fall Out Boy took Bring Me the Horizon on their tour, what kind of mismatched music tour would you throw together? Like who would you bring with you that like just has they have no reason to be on tour with you?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one because I listen to such weird bands. I like. I mean, I take like bands like Escape the Fate. Even though that's still kind of metal, slightly different. Um, what else? Who else do I listen to? So hard when you get put on the spot. I mean, everything you think of like completely goes out the window.
It's true. It's true. It happens.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
something
No, I'd
like
put a.
maybe something like more pop punk or poppy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Blink 182. Imagine that.
There you
That
go.
would be
See?
awesome. Fallout Boy. I do like some Fallout Boy. Who else? Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars.
Hmm.
Because I grew up listening to like the old school emo bands, so my taste in music's slightly softer than
I
what we
mean,
play.
Chris and I grew up listening to that old school emo. We still listen to it.
Yep.
What a time to be alive, man! It was all
Now
the
what
best
but when
bands
did
back
when
then.
did you get into it? 'Cause I got into that genre more so. Like I mean, I was listening to like Green Day and probably Blink-182 and everything 'cause my brother's influence earlier than that, but when I like first heard Good Charlotte, it was like 2002 for me.
All right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think my first like band kind of in that era was like Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
And then sort of got into the 30 Seconds to Mars, and then A Day to Remember was just like top tier though. You know,
They
they didn't
are.
use they didn't have the
They still
hair,
are.
the fringe.
Everyone had the emo swoop back then.
Yeah,
Even my
yeah, I did
husband did.
too.
Did Jeremy ever have that? I don't remember Jeremy McKinnon ever having
Nah,
that.
I don't think
nah, he
so.
never had it.
No.
I have a picture of him from like when they were still on Victory Records and stuff, and probably like, I don't know, 2006 or 7, and he definitely didn't have that hair.
Yeah, he's kind of just looked the same the entire time, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever had like long hair or anything. It's always kind of just been a shortcut, from what I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. I
Now,
remember oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say I saw a Data Remember play years ago, and I remember I had a hat, a Metal Militia hat, and so when they were playing, I grabbed my hat off and I threw it on stage, and their old bass player picked it up, put it on his head, and then he wore it the whole set. And then at the end of the set, he came back over and threw it to me. So I was like, "Did you see that? Did you see that? That's my hat." I never watched it again.
Yeah, Jason Momoa touched my shoulder once, and I haven't washed that coat yet.
Nice. Frame it.
I, I forgot about that.
It
Oh
was
my
like two
gosh.
seconds. It was at some like weird like meet and greet signing of some that booze or vodka or something he came up with. And like
Right.
he went through the line of people that were waiting outside that weren't going to get in. And so he's just moseying along and it's like, get your cameras out in video mode. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, touches my shoulder and stuff. And I'm just like, in the photo. And it's just funny because I'm
Just
like, oh, I'll never wash that jacket.
just because you mentioned that he was promoting his boots, did you see that Under Oath did a limited edition run of whiskey for 20 years of They're Only Chasing Safety?
I feel like I might have seen it. I remember Bayside did a beer. A lot of people were doing beers.
Oh no, this one is a whiskey and it's They're Only Chasing Whiskey
Ah,
is like the line of the whiskey. I was gonna order it, but it was like, oh God, I think including shipping, it was like $85 for like for 200 milliliters. And I'm like, I don't think so.
that better be a damn good whiskey.
Ah,
Right.
that's like $170 over here.
Yeah. I
Yeah, yeah,
mean, you got to get a lot of things imported so that it brings the price up.
yeah, absolutely.
Now, actually, speaking of like, is New Zealand the same way like the UK is with like artificial sweeteners and other things like colors and dyes? Like, you can't get like American cereal there because of like all the additives and stuff.
um, not actually too sure about that. Because my partner's from the UK, and so she'll come home and she's like, "Look, I got something that she's grown up eating, and I've never seen it before in my life." But when it comes to like American cereals and stuff, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I guess, yeah, we probably don't get as much stuff um, compared to the UK.
Yeah. Because we were talking to a UK band once and they were like, Chris, you remember you said that it would cost how much to send them a
It was
box
a
of
lot
cereal?
of money. It was a lot of money. That like here in the US we have like single serve cereal boxes and they come in like an 8 pack and they're all different cereals. And I was like, I'll send you one of these. And I'm talking about like this pack is like $3. It's like
Right.
nothing. And I went to check how much it would be to send it over, and it's really strict going over to the UK because they they will only allow cane sugar. So there's no like high fructose corn syrup and dyes that they allow in their foods
All
in
right.
the UK. So if we sent it, first of all, I think it was going to be like 100 and some odd, like close to $200 for me to ship. And then, according to what I found, it was a gamble whether or not customs would allow it or if they would just throw it in the garbage. And I'm like, I'm not risking that. I'm not spending $200 to have something just thrown out by customs. Um,
Yeah, that's hectic. That's so expensive.
So any
yeah.
UK bands that want to try American cereal probably just have to come here and try here.
There's definitely import companies that will bring it in like in safe ways, I guess, over there,
Yeah,
but
but
Hmm.
I wasn't going to risk sending it over.
nope, not
Yeah,
worth the risk and the money loss.
one thing I found interesting because I went to England last year with my partner, and one thing I found interesting was like their Coke bottles, or like even like all the fizzy bottles. Everywhere else, when you take the lid off, you can pull the lid off. But over in England, when you take the lid off, it's got a little flap, and the lid actually attaches to the top of the bottle, so you can't take the lid completely off. So that way, when you throw the rubbish away, you throw the lid away and stuff as well.
Huh.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
not
they
like
have
plastic bottles here where it's just like, oh, let me take this lid and throw it wherever.
Yeah, yeah. They have also when you get drinks, it's standard for the drinks to be sugar free. You actually have to pay extra money to get like a regular Coke and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, it was. I
That's
didn't even.
crazy. Like
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
added sugar to it. So it'd be
Not
like
standard. Yeah,
unsweetened. Because I don't think
yeah,
they'd put artificial sweeteners in it, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they do.
yeah,
That should be
yeah.
how it is over here. It's the complete opposite over here. Like if you want something sugar free or no sugar, it's more expensive than the sugared
Oh
version,
right.
which is insane.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same over here. Like every drink's got sugar in it and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now, in New Zealand, they don't like, do you call it a water fountain in New Zealand, like a drinking fountain or a water
yeah.
fountain or a
A water
bubbler?
fountain.
It's not a bubbler though.
No, that's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, well, it's a bubbler here in Wisconsin. And it's
All
apparently
right.
a
Oh,
bubbler in Sydney as well in Australia.
oh, yeah. Because they've got different lingo over there as well. Because
Yeah, is
we've got
there
like
what is some
chili
fun
beans.
is I was gonna say what is some fun New Zealand lingo?
Chur, bro. Chur. That's like standard Kiwi. Everyone says chur.
For a
And like
Kiwi?
chur can mean, yeah, chur can mean anything, right? So chur can mean like hello. Chur can mean like yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or the message he sent us originally. I was like, who the heck is Kia Ora?
Oh, kia ora. Yeah, that's
And
Māori.
I was like, what is this? Who did he send this to the wrong person? I was so confused because I'm like, oh, it's just a greeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I speak Māori, bit of Māori over here.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
it's so crazy like talking to people from different areas of the world because it's like there's so many different things that you learn about people and different areas of the world. And I kind of love
Right.
learning that stuff. Just like just like everyone always says I have a really thick accent.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't hear it. And Chris, you probably don't really hear it except when I say
I'm
certain words.
I'm so used to your voice now too that here's the better question. Can you tell that we're from two different parts of the United States based on our accents?
Yeah. Yeah, you sound different to just
Dang.
Yeah. It's the first person that's actually said that we sound different, Chris.
I think it is. But that's a good sign. I don't want to be from Wisconsin.
Well, do you even
is
want
it
to,
is
you
it
don't want to
bad
be
over
from
there, is it?
Syracuse either.
No, I don't want to be from here. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Is it bad over there, is it?
No, we just like to give each other crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, good. That's the
We
one.
we may as well be brother and sister.
That's true. We may as
Yeah.
well. Because I
You
am
guys
old
known each
enough
other
to
for a
be his
while?
sister.
Don't. Oh my gosh. We had this random conversation. She just dropped that she's old enough to be my sister. And like, yeah, I don't know what your point was there.
All right,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Sister of any age, right?
right.
Uh,
So I have a kind of a funny question. Now, um, I say a few years ago, it was like 20 something years ago, dear Lord. Um, I'm coming home from hanging out with my friends, whatever I was doing, and I'm listening to Under Oath. And I pull up to my house. My dad is outside doing gardening or whatever the heck he was doing. And he goes, "But why do they have to be screaming? Like it's okay to be loud, but why do they have to scream?" So I that's my question to you. Like why does the rising tide have to be screaming?
It's a good question. I've never actually had that question. I mean, it's just the music, right? But yeah, we're experimenting with different stuff though. Um, kind of get over screaming after a while. But like when you hear someone like Will Ramos hitting some like absolute beast vocals, it kind of makes you appreciate it because you couldn't imagine any kind of other vocals going over that same music.
you know,
Yeah, I think that's kind of the answer I gave my dad too. I honestly I can't remember. I think it was in like 2004 when he said that. So like they're only chasing safety had just come out. But
Right.
I think I gave him the answer. Like I'm like, what else would they be doing? What other like vocal style would you put to this? He was just like, I don't know, but it wouldn't be screaming. Like, okay.
yeah, my mom says the same thing though. She's like, why do you have to listen to such like angry music?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Always
I don't
different.
know. The lyrics, sometimes their lyrics are probably based off of anger, but a lot of times it's usually just, emotions being screamed, like
Yeah.
that can be said about any type of music though. Like even like 80s rock and roll, like they were still breaking like boundaries back in the day, like, oh, what is it? Like Queen. I mean, you had Queen. They were coming out and like people were like crazy over them, and then you got like the Beatles, and I think my mom listened to the Beatles, and I think she remembers like her mom saying like, why are you listening to this or something like that? Even her mom didn't like what she listened to when she was growing up. So I mean, it just goes around, right? Goes around. Your
Yeah.
parents are going to give you crap for the music you listen to, but they listen to music that their parents didn't agree with.
Yeah. My mum always calls it rah rah crap.
The rah rah.
I think my favorite part of the Rock and Roll Museum, they had a whole wall dedicated to how everybody was like rock music is like the worst thing and like devil worship. It was a whole wall about how the media portrayed rock and roll music as the enemy for so long. I don't know why I enjoyed that wall so much, but they had like different like newscasts over the years playing of like the anchors like just talking shit about music. Um
That's crack up.
I really wish I got like a video of some of it. I did take a picture. I'm gonna have to go back through my phone. Oh crap, was my other phone. I'll have to go back, but there was a picture I took of one of the sayings that had me laughing hysterically. But I'll look for it.
Can always
Now,
send it later.
yeah. So we do enjoy hearing some stories. Are there any crazy stories that you can share while either on the road or while playing a show, something that went down that you're like, holy shit, that just happened?
Uh, well, like my band now, we're all actually quite tame. We're actually pretty tame. Uh, but back in the days when we were younger, yeah, definitely saw some crazy stuff. One time I was at a show, and I remember my dad actually drove us on this show. And so I was out in the van and I was just talking to my dad, making sure he was all right. And while I'm talking to him, I saw this guy walking along the tops of all these portaloos. And I was like, hey, Dad, look at this guy. We're sitting there watching him. And then as we watched him, he just crawled along and then he just fell straight through the roof. And then he come out and he was just soaking wet. And I was like, holy crap, that just happened. I just watched that happen. Nice.
Can't say I've ever seen anyone fall through a roof in front of my eyes.
It was real strange. But, or when I was in my reggae band, because reggae is huge over here, right? And so, like, I grew up listening to certain bands. Anyway, my reggae band, we got the chance to open for some of the bigger bands over here. And while we were playing the show, I remember I saw this one band that I grew up listening to, and they walked into the green room of this other band that I grew up listening to. And when they walked out, they had all of their food, all of their alcohol, and all of their bags, and they just threw it in their van and took off. So I was like, whoa, I just saw that band steal, and I grew up listening to them. That's weird. That's super strange.
Now, who are some like bigger bands from New Zealand? I was trying to think of like bands from New Zealand that like, get a lot of recognition, and I couldn't think of any off the top of my head.
I think our biggest metal band now will be like Alien Weaponry.
See,
You guys heard of them?
I've never heard of them. You've
No,
heard of
you
them,
haven't?
Chris?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they're from over here. They're from like like middle of nowhere on a farm.
Well, I
Yeah, so they're
mean,
probably our big
you
ones.
got to start somewhere. I mean, look at Parkway Drive.
Yeah, that's right, man.
They're
What
probably
else?
the
Bands
biggest
like
band out of Australia, I'd say.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Australia's got lots of big bands now, though. They're pumping them out over there.
Yeah,
Amity Affliction, Alpha Wolf, you know,
but we're
bands
talking
like
about New
that.
Zealand still, aren't we?
Yeah. So in New Zealand, yeah, we've got bands like Deeps. They're
Never
they're
heard of
quite
them. I'm gonna have to look
they're
all
pretty
these
good.
up because I'm curious now.
Yeah, man. Check Deeps out. They're real cool. Who else? Organectomy. They've they were signed to Unique Leader Records, so they were touring America with like Carnifex and stuff.
Okay. I've heard of
Yeah,
Carnifex.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's just hard to kind of hit what people call big, you know.
Right. I mean, not necessarily big, but I was like thinking like who are some big hitting bands that I would recognize, over here in the States that would be from New
Um,
Zealand. So I was like, Chris recognized the one, but I didn't.
Yeah, I
yeah,
actually did a quick
He did a
search,
Google search here.
and yeah, I mean, Wikipedia, it does not have a great list. I haven't heard of, except for Alien Weaponry, I haven't heard of the rest.
Oh,
Beast Wars, Blind
oh
Spot,
yeah, yep,
Devil Skin.
he's like, I've heard
yep.
of them all.
Yep.
I know
Legacy
those guys.
Legacy of Disorder, Shepherd's Reign.
Oh yeah, Shepherd's Rain. Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
they've
Well,
got
mm,
on Wikipedia.
yeah, they're like rock bands. Like, yeah, Blind Spot's real cool. They're like iconic over here, like legends. Um, yeah, Blind Spot's probably one of the biggest. Um, yeah, not a huge list, but there's a couple there for you.
Yeah, so that quote that was on the wall, um that made me laugh. Not the one I thought I took a picture of, but it says rock music was never written or performed for conservative tastes. I loved that quote. Um Okay, so time for a left field question. So
Yep.
this one we found can be controversial and sometimes start shit, but thankfully it's just you, so hopefully it shouldn't start infighting within the band. Um,
Sweet, sweet.
so
Okay.
so let's say it's like 11 o'clock at night. You're really hungry. You're like, dang, you go over to your freezer and you find a bag of let me think. I believe you call French fries chips there, right? So you find a bag of frozen chips and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this in the air fryer. I'm gonna bake them, fry them, whatever you're gonna do with them. What do you dip them in?
Tomato sauce, which is
What
like
sauce?
ketchup.
Ketchup?
Tomato sauce.
Okay, tomato sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Bit of
a
mayo on the
ketchup
side.
guy. And some mayo on the side, so he
Yeah,
likes the mayo chup.
yeah. No, mayo's good. Tomato sauce. I'm just standard, man. I don't like anything too fancy.
That's good.
Every time I
Yeah,
try something new, I hate it.
You can't hate it all. You have to have like tried something new and loved it.
Hmm. It's easier to think of the things I don't like, though.
It's true.
oh gosh.
It's true.
But
I
yeah,
can think of a lot of foods I don't like.
mm, yeah,
Oh,
no,
dang, for my next question, I was going to be set up with I'm going to call them props. And I was going to do it live on camera, but I forgot to bring it down here with me. So, another food combination, right? So like I was watching a YouTuber and he did a video where he asked AI, he's like gross food combinations. And he tried them, and one of the ones that came up was mustard on a banana. And
ugh.
he's like, oh, it's gonna be gross, but I'm gonna try it. And then he tried it, and he's like, actually, it's not bad. And I'm like, there's no way that's not bad. And
Yeah,
so,
right.
I got a banana, I got some mustard, and like did like a pea size um drop on the banana and ate it, and it's actually not bad. They like almost cancel each other out. Um,
Right.
so I do encourage you, giving that a shot. We've had a couple people give it a shot. And
I will give it a try.
they have ranged from either loving it or being absolutely disgusted. Um,
I
do
was
you,
disgusted.
yeah, you were
All right.
disgusted. Do you have any weird like or any combinations of food that you enjoy that people might be like, oh, that's kind of weird?
Mm, not me specifically, because as I said, I'm a bland guy. Been eating the same thing since I was a kid. But like, the classic peanut butter and jelly, like peanut butter and jam. Not a fan of it, but I know a lot of people that are. Um, do you guys have Marmite or Vegemite over there?
I feel like
You
we'd have a marmalade, but no
no,
Vegemite
that's
that I
way
know of.
different. Not marmalade, Marmite.
Yeah.
Oh, Marmite. No, I don't think
Marmite.
so.
No, you some grocery stores do have it where you can grab it like in a international
Right.
section. I think mine does, but I don't.
World Market might have it.
World Market will definitely have it. I'm not a fan though.
I have not tried it.
Yeah.
If it's
It's
not gluten
strong.
free, I can't eat it.
It should be. It should be gluten free.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm gonna try it still.
Yeah. Yeah. People mix it with cheese, and they love it.
Gotta mix it with
Marmite's
cheese to make
yeah,
it better,
Marmite's such an
probably.
acquired taste too. So yeah.
I think it's the color that turns me off.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
What
bro.
color is it?
Um,
Like poop?
Black.
yeah, yeah, it is poop. Poop is a good color to describe it as.
Someone who's real sick.
Yeah.
That's what I call refried beans when my husband eats refried beans, and I'm like, oh, it looks like baby poop.
No, 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 no. First of all, baby poop does not look like that. What baby poop have you been looking at? And and
None
second of
because
all,
I've never
no,
changed a diaper because I will never change a diaper.
that is not even close to the color of accuracy of poop that Marmite is.
Yeah, it's like
Now,
black.
yeah. Now which one is the Australian versus UK? Is Marmite
Uh,
the Australian, New Zealand one, and then Vegemite is UK?
yeah, bro. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, when we went over, me and my partner, when we went over to England to see her family, we took all these little like Marmite spreads. And then when we were over there, I just ended up eating them because I didn't like the UK Marmite or Vegemite.
Yeah, I was
So I
gonna
was
say
like, I don't, yeah,
they're different too, aren't they? They're
yeah, yeah. Vegemite's more like tangy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
What's like something in New Zealand besides that I should like consider trying that I might actually like?
Oh goodness.
Like
Boil up,
what's a New Zealand staple?
boil up. Do you know what boil up is?
No.
It's where you get
Is it
like,
spelled just like it sounds? Boil up?
yeah, yeah, and they get like pork bones, potatoes, like cabbage and stuff, and they just boil it.
Oh, well, I mean, I love
Yeah,
cabbage.
oh dang, it does look good. I looked up a picture.
He's
or
like, oh,
hangi.
well.
Should try hangi. That's a
So
cool
it's
one.
kind of like
But we,
a stew in a way.
yeah, yeah, hangi's a one that we cook in the ground over here.
Okay, I've heard of places that cook stuff in the ground.
Yeah, it's real
We've cooked
nice.
stuff in garbage cans here.
Oh, right.
But you're talking about essentially like the metal trash cans, and
Yes,
you're
a
like
metal trash
roasting,
can where you
yeah,
put like a beer in the bottom of it and you like
and you're
steam it and you're
roasting,
kind of
yeah,
roasting and steaming it
yeah,
in the
yeah,
garbage
yeah.
can. Yeah. Not an actual
Not
garbage
like
can full
not
of
like your
garbage.
yeah, not your weekly rubbish bin.
Right. Because I was kind of confused.
Although I'm sure there are some people that use their rubbish bin to cook their dinner.
You never know. To each their own.
Was it Syracuse, right? People at Syracuse.
Yeah, they probably I would not surprise me to be honest with you.
Ah.
It's funny.
At least not in the city. The city it would not surprise me.
Oh, you just look so disgusted, eh?
I really don't enjoy living here.
He grew up there and then he moved away for a while and then he came back and he's like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I came back because of work problems, but here I am
Here you are.
again 8 years
And here
later.
you are.
Maybe he'll move away at some point again. But until then,
You want to take the
we're on
very
to our
last one?
final
Yeah.
question. Are you ready for the
Oh,
final question? It's the final question, the final countdown, I guess.
right. Okay.
It's not that hard, but some people try to kind of find it hard sometimes. So, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, that is a good one. Uh, well, because I'm a teacher, so I'm usually at school playing dinosaurs with the kids, and I always like
Ah,
the T Rex, of course. You know, Except the ones we have at school, they've got forearms, so it kind of makes them look even cooler.
They have four arms?
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know why, but I'm just like it's a T Rex. It's just got forearms.
T-Rexes are different in New Zealand, I guess.
Yeah, they're built different over here, man.
They must be. I mean,
Oh
the
man.
bugs probably are too.
Oh, the bugs definitely are. Yeah, yeah,
My,
yeah.
I had a coworker, they were like, "Did you see that new stick bug they discovered?" And I was like, "No." It's like some giant stick bug they discovered. And it's like usually in like the canopy rainforests and stuff, so it never comes down. So no one knew about this giant stick bug, and it flies. And
Oh,
and it's like 40 grams or something like that. I'm like, that's not
man.
that big. I'm like, that can't be that heavy. That's like the how heavy one of my hamsters was.
Right,
But I
right.
guess for a bug, that's big.
It's pretty big. Yeah, we got heaps of like bugs over here. Heaps of lizards.
See, and I like bugs for the most
Wait,
part.
wait. So now I have a question because I know that in Australia they don't have squirrels. Did squirrels make it over to New Zealand?
Mm, oh man, I don't want to say no because then someone's going to watch this and be like, "Yes, we bloody do," but I don't think I don't think we do. We got possums. We have possums.
We have
Yeah,
possums.
But with a possum, don't you just feel like that's the most American animal?
Depends.
yeah. Well,
I
they're
feel like a New
pests,
Zealand
right?
Well,
possum's probably
maybe
cuter.
maybe a raccoon. Oh, a raccoon might be the most American animal.
A
Just
beaver.
eating trash. Just
Yeah,
Okay, a New Zealand possum is so much cuter than the possums here in the United States.
you looked it
yeah. Well,
up.
like I said, they're pests over here, so
They're so
I
much
don't.
cuter. They're so much cuter. Chris is probably
Farmers are
looking them
allowed
up
to
right
just
now.
No, I
farmers are
looked
allowed to blow them away.
I had to look them up and I was like, oh, so much cuter than over here.
I looked it up. New Zealand does not have squirrels.
Nice. See, I
Well,
was
see, there you
right.
go. You were right. No squirrels in New Zealand.
Yeah, we don't have. I remember when I was in England, I saw a badger for the first time. Do you guys have badgers over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They're huge, man.
I feel like it's crazy to think of all the animals in the world that we have or like Australia would have or even the UK would have, but how different they look from each
Yeah,
other.
right.
Oh man, I
Right.
just looked I've got an animal story that I'm going to share and I had to look
Uh-oh.
up if they're in New Zealand. So you guys don't have beavers over
Nah,
there,
man.
which makes me sad. So I was out for a drive like a couple of weeks ago and I found this creek I'd never been to. I'm like, I'm just going to sit and chill. And out of nowhere, like I see this big thing swimming in the water. I'm like, what the heck is this thing swimming in the water toward me? And like eventually it comes up to the shore and it's a beaver. I'm like, okay. And then I see another one and I'm like, there's two beavers. And it swims up to the other one. And I witnessed beaver sex. And I did I
Oh,
didn't get a picture of the actual beaver sex going down, but I got a picture of the beaver foreplay, I guess, where
Yeah.
they were like nibbling on each other's spleen, like in a weird spot. It was weird. Um,
oh,
but
that's
like
such a good story.
I also didn't want to get up and walk away because I didn't want to scare them in the middle of their relations.
In the middle of their courtship.
So I just sat there and watched it happen until one of them swam away.
It
At
probably
least looked
doesn't.
away.
Yeah, did you look away? Gosh, give him some privacy, Chris.
I mean, I didn't watch the entire time.
You were still curious. I mean, I guess it's no different than watching like the,
Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel on TV.
That's such a good story, bro.
It was so random.
Yeah, you being a teacher, I'm sure you're like, oh, yeah, I've had to watch animals, on TV before.
Oh yeah, the amount of weird things that I've seen and heard. Because I used to be a special needs teacher aide. It's
Okay.
like even then, like some of the stories, people would never believe me, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's real. He did
What
actually throw that at me.
what age kids are you teaching now?
I teach 6 to 9 year olds.
Okay.
Mm.
So like my nieces are 10, so they're just a little over that now. And my nephew just turned 13. So yeah,
Right.
that's a good age group. They're not
Yeah, yeah. Well,
quite,
they,
you're not so young and not quite that at that teen adolescent craziness yet.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
They still listen when you tell them to fold your arms and sit down. You know.
I'm gonna have to talk and get it to be on the camera, but here's the foreplay right there.
I don't think you
There
can see it very well.
no, you can't see it at all. Hold on, let me you know what? Let me turn off the ring. It might be better.
It's so blurry.
They're nibbling on each other. It is blurry. I can't get it to where you can see it. I'm sorry.
They're nibbling on each other.
They are nibbling on each other.
You can send it to them if you really want to in the
Go
Instagram
on.
There
message.
you go. There you go.
Go on. Send it over.
I don't know how this spiraled
Oh.
from favorite dinosaur to beaver
Beaver
sex,
sex.
but it did. It did.
Oh my God.
It's always good when interviews turn
I,
into a bit of fun, right?
it's because you had to mention that your T-Rex had like 4 arms. So I was like, oh, what kind of things are you breeding in New Zealand?
Not me personally, but
But
yeah,
yeah, the
no.
dinosaur question was our final question. Now, if you're wondering, my favorite dinosaur is a Brachiosaurus, and Chris's is.
Ankylosaur.
Hmm. I don't even know what that one
The
is.
big armored dinosaur.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay.
And do you know what a Brachiosaurus is?
Is that the one with the long neck?
It is a
Who's
long
that guy
neck.
right there?
Yep. Well, that's a
Yeah.
Brontosaurus.
No, it's not. It's a brachiosaur.
Does it have a hump on its head? No.
Do you
It's a
have a hump on your
Oh.
head?
Brontosaurus. The one with the
It
hump on
does
its
it.
head, if you watch the first Jurassic Park movie, it's the one that sneezes on them.
Yeah, because we know Jurassic Park got everything right.
It's so right.
It's all right. We do that to our vocalist. He quite likes Lord of the Rings, so we
Yeah.
just always take the piss out of him about Lord of the Rings.
I mean, Lord of the Rings is great movies, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's
Especially
pretty
for
good.
their time, like when they were shot and filmed and everything. It was like the type of graphics and stuff they used in them was definitely. I mean, it's a lot different now, but back then it was, the high tech thing of the time.
Yeah, not so much CGI as there is nowadays, eh?
I feel like they're gonna redo it again. They'll be like, "Oh, we gotta redo the Lord of the Rings because they keep redoing everything."
Mm. Yeah, well, they got to keep
Stop
making
redoing
money.
things. But well, that was all we had for you tonight. Is there anything you would like to add at the end of this
Yeah.
interview?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me on today. It's been good yarning to you fellas. You guys are cool. um, and shout out to everyone who supports the band. Really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. So yeah, check us out on all social medias. So Facebook, Instagram. Listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys at a show soon.